As I think back, one of the, and if everybody would think about it, our first teacher was our mother. She taught us things while Dad was gone to work when we were at a very young age. She taught us how to tie our shoes. She taught us when to go to the restroom. And all of this was done while Dad's at work. So I owe a lot of things to my mother because she was my first teacher. So my mother taught me to appreciate a job well done. If you're going to kill each other, do it outside. I just finished cleaning. My mother taught me religion. You better pray that'll come out of the carpet. My mother taught me about time travel. If you don't wise up, I'm going to knock you into the middle of next week. My mother taught me logic. Because I said so, that's why. My mother taught me foresight. Make sure you wear clean underwear in case you're in an accident. My mother taught me irony. Keep crying and I'll give you something to cry about. My mother taught me about the science of osmosis. Shut your mouth and eat your dinner. My mother taught me about contortionism. Will you look at that dirt on the back of your neck? My mother taught me about stamina. You sit there until those vegetables are gone. My mother taught me about weather. This room looks like a tornado went through it. My mother taught me about hypocrisy. If I've told you once, I've told you 1,000,000 times, don't exaggerate. My mother taught me the circle of life. I brought you into this world and I'll take you out. My mother taught me about behavior modification. Stop acting like your father. My mother taught me about envy. There are millions of less fortunate children in this world who don't have wonderful parents like you. My mother taught me about anticipation. Just wait until we get home. My mother taught me about receiving. You're going to get it when you get home. My mother taught me about medical science. If you don't stop crossing your eyes, they're going to stick that way. My mother taught me ESP. Put your sweater on. Don't you think I know when you're cold? My mother taught me humor. When the lawnmower cuts off your toes, don't come running to me. My mother taught me how to become an adult. If you don't eat your vegetables, you'll never grow up. My mother taught me genetics. You're just like your father. My mother taught me about my roots. Shut that door behind you. Do you think you were born in a barn? My mother taught me wisdom. When you get to be my age, you'll understand. And my favorite, my mother taught me about justice. One day you'll have kids, and I hope they turn out just like you. I love and miss my mom. I posted this on Facebook a few years ago, and it's worth repeating here today because it is Mother's Day. I'm sure every mother here can relate to any of these next few statements. I love you, Artie. As a mother of two, my wife has slept with them on her chest, across her lap, and on her shoulders. She has had knees in her back, fingers in her mouth, and has got poked in her eyes. She has put Band-Aids on scratches, kissed boo-boos, and mended broken hearts. She has been puked on, peed on, pooped on, and spent countless nights in a rocking chair. She has paced the floors for hours at the hospital and has prayed for miracles. But you know, I wouldn't have it any other way. Her body isn't magazine perfect, but when I look at her, I see a mom. There's no greater honor or blessing. I'm very proud of my wife. Happy Mother's Day to all you mothers.